Oh, so sorry, so sorry. I believe you can see my screen and can hear me now. Please let me know in the comment section. I'm so sorry. And I've been live streaming since around 7. Can you guys see my screen now? Please let me know. Let me know now if it has been fixed. Is my screen up and is my audible? Am I audible enough now? Okay, so my screen is better now and my mic is working. Yes. Oh, so sorry. And I've been live streaming since around 7. So all I've been explaining, I've just been talking to myself. Wow. So sorry. Okay, so good morning, traders. Good morning, everyone. And welcome to the Smart Candles, as we all do. As every Monday morning by 7 a.m., we gather here to look at the charts from what the weekly overview and get to know our directional bias for the week. So I've actually was literally explained BTC fin out, knowing that my screen wasn't visible. But from my end, it was showing. Maybe it was network or something. I don't know. Sorry. Okay, so let me go over what I've actually explained on play again. I didn't know you guys wasn't hearing me. Sorry. Okay, so from the weekly, this is the weekly chart on BTC. This is the weekly chart on BTC, and from the weekly chart, you can see we had a sweep at this point, then we had a break of structure at this other point. After having this break of structure, the upside, which was the last high we had, and from the weekly we had this demand here, had this demand, and this is the demand on the weekly level. So on the weekly level, this is the demand. This is demand, and you can actually see that what price has actually what tapped into. So if you should step down to daily, if you step down to the daily level, let's get to see where price is actually reacting from the daily. So from the daily, this is what we have. Price actually tapped into this zone, and from the daily level, this tells us that price is still what? Price is still bullish. So we should be looking out for what? More buys, just like what we explained last week. So stepping down to 4 hours, stepping down to 4 hours. So from the 4 hours, we have these two zones. They are actually what not for. We have these two zones. So from the last week analysis, we said something. We're actually looking out for a possible buy here, but we said need to get inducement in the market before actually taking that buy, but we didn't get any inducement. So we didn't actually take the buy that last week. And that was one thing we actually would understand the inducement concept, which actually was save you from a lot of trades too. We didn't actually would get any trade opportunity on BTC. So for this week, this is what we want to see. This is what we want to see. So we have this break to the downside. That what this other block that was here. We already know that this cannot work. This is our inducement level at this point. This is our inducement level here. So having this IDM here, which is supply zone on 4 hours, we want to see this price trade into. And if this price is able to trade into this zone, because at this point we have what this sell off, the downside, we have our IDM, we have our fair value gap sitting at this point, and this point is yet to be mitigated. So possible price coming into this zone, then maybe waiting on 15 minutes or 30 minutes confirmation to actually what take the sell to the downside. But if that zone is taken out, then we'll look out for reasons to continue buying the upside. And we still have this high. So if this zone should break, then that means price is actually what targeting zone. So this is what we have on BTC. Let's step down. 1 hour to see and actually will join the trend to upside. From the 1 hour, this is the most recent break of structure we have, and this is the last other block we have at this point, zone here. So we want to see a correctional move into this zone, but for us to actually take this correctional move into the upside, we want to have this price structure, price giving us some sort of inducement before tapping into this zone. So if we don't have this inducement, then this other block, we are not going to take any trade from this other block. We're not taking any trade from this other block. If we don't have this clear inducement, just like what we anticipated for last week, have inducement at this zone, but we didn't have any inducement. You can actually see that what price ran straight into the demand zone we are looking for before it was failed. So actually understanding inducement is one thing that actually what increase your profitability in actually what any setup you're taking. So this is a good order block. We have what a break of structure at this point. We have what a break of structure, and from the directional bias, you can see that what market is bullish. Market is bullish, so we should be targeting this inducement level and possibly what this supply zone. But we need to have some level of inducement when this price comes into this zone. So if we have anything on BTC, definitely I'm going to drop it on the Telegram group. And for those that are not on the Telegram group, go ahead to check the description of this video and you can join the free Telegram group. Let's look at gold this morning. Let's look at gold. Alright, so looking at gold from daily, because already on the weekly, gold is what bullish. So this is what we have on daily level. Consider what the market is. Market is bullish to the upside. So let's step down to 4 hours to see what we have on the 4 hours level. So here on the 4 hours level, let's mark the most recent break of structure. So this was major break of structure we had at this point. Have another one at this level. We have another one at this level sitting here. So from the 4 hours, where is the most recent order block? We want to see in a level here. We have one level at that point, and we have this level at this point. But we know that this one, the price getting to this one this week, it's not looking possible. So we'll be working with something that we know is more realistic. So let's refine this level down to 1 hour. See if we can get something out of that. Alright, so from the 1 hour level, from the 1 hour, this is what we have. 1 hour for good. What we have on 1 hour. So from the 1 hour, we can see we have this break of structure here, and we have another break of structure at this point. Yeah. So if we are to look at the buy, what are the confluences we have to actually validate this buy setup for us? At this point, we have this liquidity that needs to be taken out. We have this liquidity needs to be taken out. Now, from sell side, if we are to look at for any sell opportunity, this is the last low here. This gave us a change of character. This gave us a change of character. After having this change of character, where is our supply zone? Want to actually see the price come back into. Want to see the price come back into this point. Then this will serve as our inducement. This level serve as possible engineered liquidity that price has given to us. So if we actually want to look for this sell, we want to see this price come back into this zone. Entry confirmation on 15 minutes, you know how we do it. You are not entering with aggressive entry. You are using entry confirmation. This tells you that what good actually want to sell before you actually will take the sell. And if this price should drop down to this level, we want to actually see the price come back into this zone, take out this liquidity and possible reversal also on what smaller time frame. So don't forget the pattern. This is what we want to see. Price was breaking above this zone, then coming back to give us that other block before we take a possible buy entry. So this is what we have on good on 1 hour time frame. All right, so let's look at Ethereum. Those actually traded Ethereum last week from the live section. Actually, what made some good money because the buy actually was responded from where we are looking at for price to respond from. So this is Ethereum on daily level. Sorry, on the daily level. So on the daily, you have this price mitigated this zone. So from the daily, we are already what bullish. So from the daily level, we can see we are already what bullish. And where is the target for this particular price action? This is our target because this is the last high we had before what market dropped to zone. So we'll step down to 4 hours. So on this is what we have on the 4 hours level. So from the 4 hours level, what can we see? No, this was the last zone we looked at for last week level, and we had what this inducement. This was something similar I was looking at for on BTC, but BTC did not give us this particular this particular setup. We had this inducement, and that was how I knew that definitely this Ethereum was going to reverse from this point. So what was today anticipation we are looking at for on Ethereum? We have this high, we have this high as our target, and that is what 80 point on the 4 hours, and we have this zone we are targeting. So if we should be looking at for any sell on the 4 hours, I want to see price come back into this zone. It was our liquidity at this point. And see we have what a fair value gap and see the initiation to downside. So let's step down to 1 hour, see what we have on the 1 hour. So here on the 1 hour level, here on the 1 hour level, we have this minus supply. Our price might likely will react to have this supply here, have this level, this liquidity here. If you're actually looking out for a sell, what we want to see to downside. So from this side to the upside, we're looking for continuation pattern for us to actually take a buy. Already taking out this point, having what a change of character. Have a change of character here. Then we have this break of structure at this point. Where is the other block we actually want to see price come back into? Want to see price come back into this point. For price coming back into this point, just like what I explained on BTC, want to have sort of what engineered liquidity to this point, then what price tap into our zone, then we'll look for this continuation. But if we don't have any engineered liquidity before this zone, then we are not taking this trade because if this zone should fail, you have all of this liquidity taken out. You have all of this directional liquidity taken out here. We have this to be taken out at this point. And having this to be taken out at this point, we want to see some inducement created at this point. So without this inducement, we are not actually what looking out for anything like buys on this particular setup. This particular setup. So without inducement or engineered liquidity, we are not looking out for buys. So from the 4 hours and the daily, you can see that what we are bullish on Ethereum. So this is the level, the next level we want to see price correct into. Then maybe on a smaller time frame, we look for possible buy opportunity to the upside. So that's what we have on Bitcoin, gold, and Ethereum for this morning. That's our target for this week. So for this week, we are bullish to this level. So this level will actually what tell us what we should be looking at next in the market. So let's move to another pair, USD JPY. USD JPY can actually what drop the pair you want me to look at in the comment section. Maybe if I've not actually what looked at your own pair, get to drop your pair in the comment section and we'll look at it together. On USD JPY, let's look at the daily time frame from USD JPY. So on USD JPY daily time frame, we've always been what? Been bullish for the longest. So marking out our structure, to the left, have this high that price is trading into. That's what we have to the left, and to the right we have this level still what protected. This level still protected, and from the daily we have what this break to the upside, validating that what we are bullish on the daily time frame. So let's step down to 4 hours. So from the 4 hours level, we have this zone, have this break of structure, market change character at this point, the downside. Add this other break of structure to the downside, and we have what this internal change of character to the side. External high was later what taken out. So this is where we had the confirmation that was now by external change of character. We have what this break of structure. So previously, we actually were looking out for something on USD JPY last week on the 1 hour time frame, and we are looking at this level. But during my back testing, I noticed something on USD JPY that there was a zone at this point. And that was what the price actually what came into at this level. I don't know how many person actually would check this chart over the weekend. So this was the inducement, and that was at this point failed. So if you look at this level, this was a value level. We have a break of structure at this point. Then we have what a fair value gap. This was our inducement. The price actually what came back into this zone. So what are we actually anticipating for USD JPY now? We now have what our change of character at this level here. Have a change of character here. Have this this supply zone that price has tapped into, but I'm not expecting the supply zone to actually hold. I want to see price break above this zone. I actually want to see price take out this high because of what this descending liquidity we have to the downside. So if this zone is to be taken out, if this zone is to be taken out, we have this level to actually look at for. We have this zone to be our demand. We want to see price coming soon. We have our fair value gap. You can see the momentum to the upside, and we have what our inducement. This will serve as our inducement. So possibly this is what we're expecting on USD JPY. So let me actually give out the entry on this particular one. So this is what we have. Targeting a 1:3. So we actually want to see this price come back to downside before what into the upside. So we should be expecting a buy on USD JPY. And if this should fail, then we will look forward to continuation to downside into the next zone below at this point. Because we have a zone to still actually what look out for. This 1 hour here. Next buy. So for now, this is what we should be looking at for on USD JPY, except this supply zone is able to actually pull the price to the downside. So this is for USD JPY. Let's look at GBP JPY. Uh, oh, look at GU. I looked at so. All right. So on GBP JPY, if you look to the left hand side, have this high. So on the daily time frame, this is what we are working with. That high. So let's get to mark the low. We have this low here. So stepping down to the 4 hours, 4 hours price action had what a change of character here, and a change of character overall. This high was taken out, which confirms that what overall we are now back the upside. So let's step down to 1 hour. So from the 4 hours, you see we have a zone here, but that is far off. So let's look at what we have on 1 hour. Let's look at what we have on 1 hour. So from 1 hour, we had what this break of structure, had this break of structure point, had this break of structure for having this change of character to downside. After then, we had another break of structure, the downside, had another what so taken at this point. For last week, price came, took out or mitigated what this supply zone, and the price crashed to crash to the downside. Now we have another word supply here. The price just gated. And on this 1 hour, there's something I also noticed. See this zone where this price actually what reacted from. So for GBP JPY, we don't have any valid other block to actually what look for a buy from. And what I actually want to see is if this supply is actually in control, I want to see this low taken out. I want to see this low taken out. But if market is able to actually reverse to the upside, then I should be expecting this price to take out this high. Should be expecting price to trade into this zone. Because if you look to the left hand side, you can see that what price is already what efficient. There is no fair value gap that price needs to fill. And that's why you see price reacted from this one and price is not reacting from this one. So if this price is able to break above this high to the upside, then this price will definitely trade into this zone. But if this price is able to take out this low, this particular low, then we'll look for reasons to sell to the downside. So for GBP JPY, fingers crossed, we are not taking any action. We're not taking any action because if actually we'll have met this trade at this point, we'll have actually maybe tried to scalp the little sell down to maybe this point or this point. Because when I was looking at this chart as of Saturday or Friday, I was seeing this as what my inducement and price should possibly what react from this zone. But as most of you know, I don't actually trade from where I have double tops or triple bottom. That's it. So I'll have not loved to actually what take this sell to. But because of this inducement and the fair value gap I had at this point, I'll have just maybe taken a quick scalp, a risky one. So that's what we have on USD JPY. So this price is currently reacting to this supply. So we want to see this price push to this zone. And if price wants to react from this level to the upside, no problem. But we don't have any trade entry at this point because the only other block I can actually find on this part is here. Based on how I trade, I have a fair value gap, I have a strong, but there is no inducement before that level. So I can't actually what call that this buy. So the only buy we should be looking at for is USD JPY if that is to hold. If that is to hold, so let me check that setup again. All right, so this is what we have on USD JPY. So let's get to let's see together what this particular setup will give to us. So this is unit setup have USD JPY and GBP JPY. There is no setup of fingers crossed. So let's get to look at Solana. Let's look at. All right, so here we are on daily. This is what the daily looks like. So here we are on the daily level. I actually like this chart. So from the daily level, this is the demand we want to see price moving to. This is the level we want to actually see price moving to. Let's check what the 4 hours looks like and get to if there is need for refinement. Okay, so from the 4 hours, this is what we have. All right. So pricing actually tap into that zone. So what are we looking at for? Are we actually looking at for a buy or a possible sell? Buy or a possible sell. So just like what we have on BTC, This zone is a major zone to look at for on Ethereum, on Solana, sorry, on Solana. So this point is actually a major point we need to look at for. So let's step down to the 1 hour to see if we can get a possible buy, because if you look at this zone should be serving as an inducement to other block we want to actually look at for possible sell. Possible sell. If we want to look at for a sell, that is it. So this will serve as inducement on the 4 hours. But let's go to the 1 hour. Let's check the 1 hour. So from the 1 hour, price is actually was reacting from a demand level. Price is actually reacting from a demand level at this point, and price is pushing to the upside. So from the 1 hour, supply has been mitigated. So there is no what inefficiency in the market. So what we have is what liquidity at this level. What we have is liquidity at this level. So we should be looking out for what possible buys on. So already price has already mitigated this level here. Take this out. So the next level we want to see price come back into is this point. For those just joining, where we have this scenario on PTC and Ethereum, and we said we want to see price give us what inducement forward coming to our zone before expansion to upside. So if we don't get this inducement, we are not taking any trade from this zone, because we have this trend line liquidity that may possibly pull price to the downside. So that's the reason why we have to actually get some level of inducement before this particular zone, just like what we had at this point. See, we had inducement at this level. Forward price took out that level. Just the same thing also explained last week when we are looking at BTC, that what if we don't have inducement before that level, we are not taking that buy. And what did you see? You can actually see that what price failed when it returned to that level. Actually see that the price failed. We're looking at this level. I see that the price came to this zone, went up, but didn't actually push up, then failed. But if you look at what happened on Ethereum, price gave us a nice push. So the buy we actually called during the live section on Monday on Ethereum, those actually took the buy. I believe they are in good profit, because what price has been pushing up from that level. So let's look at GU. You can actually see this was a level we were looking at from last week, and the price has been moving to the upside. So when you actually understand the liquidity concept properly, this is also a plus to you. So let's look at GBP/USD. If you have any pair you want us to look at, do well to drop it in the comment section. Let's look at it together. Let's look at it together. All right, so from GU daily market, you can see that we have this zone, and price has already mitigated this zone. And what can you also notice? We had this supply at the top, and price has tapped into this supply zone. Now, G is kind of like on the daily, G is kind of like in a ranging market. It actually was ranging because we are within this, we're actually within these points, we're actually within this one level here, daily, we're actually within this one level, and within this high. There is no clear movement yet. So from the daily, this is what we have. From the daily, this is what we have. Price has mitigated into this zone on the daily, and price is pushing to the upside. So if you look at this daily, you will notice something have this relative equal highs, which tells you that what liquidity is sitting here. And if this price is able to actually break above this level, we should see continuation to the upside. You see, there's a fair value gap here. So we have this supply level here that we want to see this price pushing to. And if the price, the bullish momentum is strong, maybe possibly what breaking above. But let's step down to the 4 hours to actually get what we want for this week. So first, we'll refine this zone. If you refine this zone, this is what we have on the 4 hours. This is what we have on the 4 hours. And looking at the internal price structure, had what this was like the major break of structure we had to the upside on 4 hours, and major change of character occurred at this level on the 4 hours. After having that change of character, this was the next major level that was taken out. We had a break of structure. 4 hours here. Now, whatever happened within this part was internal price action. So, what are we looking at for on this level now? First, let's take out this point. So, on the 4 hours, I'm seeing what this other block. In this other block, 4 hours. So, let's step down to the 1 hour to see if we are actually what having something clear, because see, this is an inducement and this has been taken out. Our inducement has been taken out here. We have what a fair value gap yet to be filled. So let's step down to 2 hours or 1 hour. Let's look at what 2 hours is telling us first. So from the 2 hours, I actually want to see this price tap into this zone and give us confirmation to actually what take a sell. So let's look at 1 hour. So from the 1 hour level, let's look at this together. And has already mitigated this supply here. So this is the only supply zone yet to get this current supply zone we are looking at. This one. So you can see our inducement, you can see our fair value gap there. So, but looking at the current price action on 1 hour, price has already given us change of character at this low here. We have this change of character, and I'm seeing this supply. In this supply here, with this inducement at this level here, price is currently reacting from this. But for the fact that we still have this zone yet to be mitigated, I will take out this. But you can still get to observe this if you're actually trading GU, because we already have this. But I will see this as my engineered liquidity. Price will actually will tap into my zone. But if on 15 minutes you see price come into this zone and gives you a change of character on 15 minutes, to actually tell you that the sellers are actually what in the market actually continuing the price to the downside. You can actually what go in and take the sell, but I will have prefer price to tap into this zone. I will have prefer price to tap into this zone. So I will see this as liquidity for this zone to be valid. So personally, this is what I want to see. But if I actually want to say, okay, I want to call out this trade, I want to see what price will give to me on the 15 minutes. 15 minutes for me to actually what get a confirmation from this particular what this particular order. So that's what we have on this. Let's look at USD card. USD card is not like one of my favorite right now because uh, USD card has been doing great for past. All right, so we are on USD card 1 hour. Sorry, daily time frame. On the daily level, on the daily, you can see that we're finally taking at that high. I was actually what explaining for previous weeks. Where I was talking about price actually targeting this high, and we want to see price clear this high. And if price is able to clear this high, then what USD card is bullish to upside. So from this level now, from the daily, we have this zone. We have this zone to look out for from the daily. So let's refine this particular level to 4 hours and possibly what 2 hours or 1 hour. All right. So from the 4 hours level, which is what we have. So I think the 4 hours has already done justice to go walk. There's no point trying to even step down to the 1 hour, but we still step down to the 1 hour to get a better and more precise entry. So we have what a break of structure at this level. We have another what break of structure at this level. And where is our last high? This is the high. And we have this as what our inducement from the 4 hours. Let's refine this to the 1 hour or 2 hours. So on the 1 hour level, which is what we have, finding this. So this is what we have on the 1 hour. And I think price is actually what reacting to this level. Let me get to see where price is currently reacting. Price is actually reacting to this level. I want to see this price build all of this liquidity and come back to this zone. So this is what I want to see. I want to see this taken out, this liquidity taken out, then price dropped into this level and our buy and stop loss below this. Let me just get to this other what it looks like. So our buy at this level, stop loss below the last week there, and the target 1:3. This 1:3. If you want to target the external high, then that should be like 4 point something, close to 4.7. But I'd like going for realistic take profits. 1:3. So that's my 1:3. So this is what we have on USD card. So we'll come back by next week, see what market printed for us. All right, let's look at NZD USD. I think since we don't have any other pair to look at, let's look at NZD USD. From the daily level, wow. From the daily, you can see that we are bearish. And we have this zone that one price actually come back into. I think price is here to mitigate the level. So this is what we have on the daily. So from the daily level, this is what we have. Want to actually see price come back into this level and possible move to upside, because at this point we had what a change of character. So stepping down to the 4 hours, let's get the most recent price action. So looking at the 4 hours zone, have this level here, and we have this that was taken out. Have this level 2 that was taken out, and at this current level, you can see that the price is actually what ranging. So if we want to look at for a possible sell, we want to see this is what we want to see. Want to see, and this is what our inducement here to serve as our inducement level. So we want to actually see price continue to the upside. So now looking at this price actually continuing to the upside, let's look for possible buy setup if we have any. We have any. We have any. Actually, what trade from. All of this has been mitigated. None has none has been mitigated. So we have no business in for buys at that point. And from the one currently price is reacting to supply, but I know this will definitely fail because we have price to the upside. That was what we want to see. So looking at possible buy, price has not actually what giving us anything tangible to look at for. And if price doesn't break above this high, I don't want to sell. I don't want to look for a buy. If this price doesn't break above this point, because if we want to look for a buy at this level here, we want to look for a buy at this level, we can actually buy this level because this supply, based on market structure, this supply is still in control. So if this supply is still in control on the 1 hour, then this low is expected to be taken out. This low is expected to be taken out. So we can actually look for a buy. So what we'll be looking for is what? A breakout to the upside, then look for continuation to this point. Then when we get into this zone, this is where we should be looking at for a possible sell to downside. Then let's look at the last pair, USD CHF. USD CHF. This is what we have on USD CHF. From the daily, let's look at where the price is pulling from on the daily. So on the daily level, we have this low and the internal price action here. We now have what a change of character. Having a change of character, we have this first high here that we want to target, and we have this descending what lows, which is what our liquidity here. And we can see that our price has actually what tapped into this daily level, actually what caused this change of character. So let's go down to 4 hours. Let's look at what the 4 hours is saying. This is what we have on the 4 hours. Price has actually what tapped into the zone, and the price is what pushing to the upside. So let's go to the 1 hour to see a major stumbling block. We want to actually see price gets to price gets to take out. So at this zone, this is a major zone that we want to see price reacting to, because this is what our inducement here. This is our inducement. So actually want to see price give us some confirmation. But since price is coming from the 4 hours, this might break. This might possibly what not hold. So just have to stay close and see if we get a confirmation. Let's see if we get a confirmation. But anything above this high, anything breaking this point, then price will rally all the way to the upside. So that's what we have on USD CHF. Is there any pair you want us? This ready. 8. So we'll end it here. So you've seen what we've done this morning, and basically what we do here every morning is, it's not like we come here to just call out signal, but it's like where we come to actually study together, try to see the market together from same perspective, or if you have something contradictory to what we are looking at, you can actually what share in the comment section, share knowledge together, we grow together, and that's basically what we do here every morning. So if maybe, let's look at gold again. We'll look at gold again. So if maybe you didn't actually touch your pair, or maybe you are just joining now, you've seen all we've done. So all you just need to do is just go to your chart, do some on your own chart or your own pair that you get to trade, and that's it. So basically that's what we'll do here. So let's look at gold again for the person that said gold. All right, so this is what we explained on gold. So this is what we want to see. This is the 1 hour. I won't go over to looking at gold from daily and all of those. So this is the zone we are currently looking at for. For this level, we want to see price come into this zone for a buy. So we want to see this. We want to see all of this taken out. This is our liquidity. We want to see price come into this point, give us what a valid change of character. Then we look for a possible reason to buy. And if we want to sell, this is the zone we are looking at for. We already have our what engineered liquidity sitting here. So we want to see price come to this zone, give us what confirmation on the 15 minutes. Then we'll look for a reason to sell, because we have a change of character here on the 1 hour. And if we want to still continue the buy to the upside, then we want to see price come to this zone. And on 15 minutes, this is the pattern we want to see. I believe you know this pattern. So price coming to this point, give us what a change of character on the 15 minutes or on 30 minutes, then return back to the most recent order block created and get to take the price to the upside. So we've already adjusted our time for today. It's usually what a 1 hour live section for those that actually joining for the first time. So I remember Shamos. No, it's very very simple. No, it's very very simple. And if you are disciplined, because all you just take is what you being determined, being disciplined, and being consistent. Very very important, because you can't look at the chart today and you now wait till next week. You have to be looking at the chart daily, making what doing your analysis. Let me not say making predictions, but trying to have your own direction where you're actually anticipating. And if price gets to fail or not to get to your point, or it breaks your point, there's no point beating yourself. You have to just look for why it failed and look for possible improvement. That's basically what to do to actually what improve yourself. So if you've not actually what like this live section, please do it to like this live section, so that what this video will be suggested to more persons to actually what see what we've discussed today and get to understand, or get to know where the market is heading to, where the market is coming from this week, and why we have all of our assumptions for all of our analysis for today for this week. So thank you all for tuning in, and for our first format, those joining us for the first time, we hope to see you same time next week. Thank you for tuning in, and do well to always tune in. Let's grow as a family. Let's stay profitable. And lastly, is there money you're actually taking? You're using to take those trades. There's no point trying to rush. There's no point trying to take a setup where there is no setup. You don't need to. Just wait for your wait for the price to come to your point of interest. This is your point of interest, your zone you've marked that for. And if price doesn't get to that point, there's no point to panic, there's no point trying to rush things. Always trade your A plus setup, always trade your setup. And if you don't see your setup, look for something else to do. When I mean by something else to do is not go and look for another pair to click a buy or a sell. No, there is no point. There is no point. That's basically what we do here. If we don't see our setup, we don't take trade. We stay. Sometimes even a week, we don't even see our setup because basically what I trade personally is BTC, USD JPY, and GBP JPY. So for this week, I've already seen a trade that's USD JPY, and if this doesn't play out for me for this week, stop loss or take profit, I'm in. So this is what I have for the week. This is what I have on USD JPY this buy, and I'll be sending this to the Telegram channel. For those that are not on the Telegram channel, check the description of this video and to the Telegram channel. It's free. It's free. You can join. So for me, this is what I'll be looking at for this week. Here's the trade I'll be placing. So if you trade JPY pair, you can risk with me. But don't risk more than you can absorb. It's very, very important. Don't risk more than you can actually absorb. So that is it for today. So thank you all once again for tuning in, and do have a blessed week ahead in your different endeavors. So thank you once again, and if you actually got value from this live stream this morning, do it to hit the subscribe button and leave it in the comment section below. All right, stay blessed, stay safe. See you same time next week, Monday. Bye.